Let's start it very, very simple. So forget about all the names that we know. The only thing right now is you are sitting over there, I am sitting over here, you have your body, I have my body. You had a past, I had a past. You're gonna walk into the future, I'm gonna walk into the future. Nevertheless, the future in regards to our bodies is limited. We have an expected lifetime of this body. So the bottom line is your lifetime is limited, my lifetime is limited. As far as I am concerned, I want to try, as long as I still have the capability to do something with this body right now on this earth, I want to try and do the best from it. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste the energies, meaning where I spend my thoughts in, on what I spend my physical energy in. I don't want to do something without purpose, unpurposeful. Now, in order that I can really start and decide for myself, what do I really want to do in this lifetime? And how should I invest my energies accordingly? First of all, I need to have something that I called in the TEDx talk, clarity. That helps very, very much. That you are looking at your life, you see very clearly, where am I standing? Where do I want to go? And exactly based on this analysis, so you know where you're standing and you have a goal where you want to go. Now you can make up your plans. But if you are starting right from the beginning with wrong assumptions about where am I standing right now actually in this lifetime, meaning you think you're standing somewhere, but you're not. You're living in an illusion about where you are standing. Your starting point already is wrong. So that means if you look at yourself with an illusion, it doesn't matter which goal you are putting to yourself right now, because it's going to become very, very difficult to really understand and see the path where you now need to move. Because the next steps, they might be just wrong, because your starting point already is wrong. This is why I talk about these words like clarity. Know who you are. Know where you are standing. Observe first, because to rush into things full of emotions, there are different ways of expressing it, but at the end, it's the main idea. The mind must be clear. You yourself should be free from any emotional ups and downs, no turbulence inside of you. You should not be in a very, very happy state or exuberant state. At the same time, you should not be in a sad state or depressive state while you are making the observation. Because observation, observing yourself only means you just look at yourself. You don't judge yourself. You look at yourself and you say, okay, in the last few days, I felt quite weak. Well, weak is not good and weak is not bad. At the moment, it's just the observation. I felt quite weak. In the last few days, I didn't have a lot of physical activity. In the last few days, I realized that yes, a lot of my thoughts, they were in regards to problems that I'm going to face in the future. So first you're observing. And until now, there's no judgment at all. It's just about you see how it is. We're not imagining anything. You just see how it is. You say to yourself, this is the way how it is at the moment. And now you open the mind and you look into the future. You look into your future. How do you want to create your future? Let's take the close future, just a few months from now on. On the one side now, you have the vision about yourself. And on the other side, you have the standing point where you really are. And now it's up to you that you are skillful enough in order to step by step build your strategy from where you are until where you want to go. But important, step by step, and also based on the skills that you really have. You cannot make use of skills that you don't possess. And then it's very simple. When you now say, okay, I know where I want to go, I know where I'm standing, and I even start to see what would be necessary to have in order to climb those steps. Now it's up to you to invest your energies and get those skills. Now I was talking in a quite big perspective in regards to life. But if you break this complete idea down, then it is like, I'm a weak person in the beginning. I want to become a skillful fighter. I want to be able to defend myself. I want to become skillful in the martial arts. It's exactly the same. You see where you're standing, you have a vision of where you want to go, and in between is the path. In between is the action. In between is the effort that you need to now start to invest to move up that ladder. And this is why the martial arts is such a good instrument. Because in the martial arts, it's all about skills. It doesn't matter how much you talk. At the end, it's about skill. Yeah, you need to show, you need to express. There are ways to express the skill level that you have. And in this world right now, when we talk about skill, the nice part about this is there's only one way how you get skill. And what we relate to Kung Fu or Kung Fu, actually it means skill, attaining a skill through effort. You need to invest effort in order to attain a skill. It doesn't matter how rich you are. You cannot buy Kung Fu. You cannot buy this type of skill. The only way is you invest effort to attain a skill. And that is the way. And if you want to have them, there is only one way. You stay determined, you stay committed, you learn to be disciplined, you lock your mind on your goal, either if you're in the mood to do the training or not in the mood to do training. You put yourself a goal and now you're gonna go. Along this way of developing that skill, you also discover what are the ingredients about myself that actually make it easy for me to start attaining the skill. And now suddenly you are entering into different aspects. For example, when we talk about Shaolin culture, Shaolin ethics, the Shaolin precepts, the Shaolin way of thinking, the Shaolin virtues. You need to have patience. You need to have endurance. You need to practice yourself in perseverance, discipline, loyalty, faith, trust. So there are so many different aspects that now suddenly start to make sense. The overall development through which a person now is going, it's helpful in so many different aspects that the normal human in the 21st century right now is exposed to. And it has nothing to do with the martial arts. But what you can learn from the martial art training, this can become so beneficial on a daily basis. This is what we would like to continue sharing with the world. It's not about the martial arts. It's about the development through which you as a human are going through if you want to become skillful. And what are you going to do with all the skills that you possess? You do the best of the lifetime that you have remaining in this cycle. That's what you do. That's it. Yeah. There is no religion needed for this. This is not about philosophy. The clear goal is I don't want to waste my lifetime right now. That's it. This is what I want. And now I need to find a way how to make this real. I think in order to make it real, you need to make it intelligently. You need to start attaining some skills that help you. You need to learn to stay calm, and then you start to create. That's it. That's the vision. In latest 70 years, I don't have a body anymore. But what is possible to remain is the spirit that you have put out in your lifetime. You start with yourself. You start to express the spirit that you want to add to this world. Contribute with another spirit that people see about you when they look at you. Let's look at the world right now again. Back to life. Yeah, we are 21st century. This term, it's called zeitgeist. It's the common spirit, the global spirit of humanity right now on this earth that is, let's say, dominating. And if you now just start to feel yourself into this global spirit right now, then you just answer for yourself, what does this spirit tell you? How would you like this zeitgeist to be in your vision? If you would be able to contribute to this zeitgeist, what do you want to put in there? What is missing at today's zeitgeist? What is missing at the moment in this global spirit? So it ultimately boils down to the question, how can I change the global spirit? Well, you can't. You can't. I can't. The only thing I can do is contribute with another spirit that people see about you when they look at you. You start to express warrior spirit. The people start to see your videos, let's say, they start to listen to your podcasts, they start to get into the spirit that you are starting to express. Because you start to express that spirit which comes from inside of you, some people gonna get it. Some people gonna feel your spirit. And this is the way why, if you want to contribute to the global spirit, you need to change your spirit inside. You start with yourself. You start to express the spirit that you want to add to this world. That's it. This is how I see it. This is why I am regarding a spiritual life so important. This is how I see the world. This is how I see the contribution that I can add to the world. In latest 70 years, I don't have a body anymore. But what is possible to remain is the spirit that you have put out in your lifetime. People don't remember your body. Everybody has a body. They remember the spirit. And this is the contribution. It's the only thing possible to remain throughout many, many decades. The body not. Yeah? And warrior spirit is one aspect of many different types of spirits that are existing. I'm not saying the whole world should have warrior spirit. Well, no, that's also too much. But you just look at the global situation, the global spirit in general, and then you decide. And then you decide for yourself. It's always about balance. We need all types of spirits in this world. And the question is, how do you as an individual want to contribute to this? Be a person like contributing in terms of loving spirit. Also no problem. But it must be clear, what do you want to contribute and then how do you express it? For what you are using all of these skills. First of all, it is to create a life that you for yourself regard as it's worth to live this way of life. And when you realize that it's really great actually to be alive and to even be able to take part and create your life, then you're going to become an inspiration for other people because you showed them how to do it. And then life is not just based on suffering all the time. Well, suffering is a part of it. It belongs to it, yes. But now it's time to also realize that it's really, really special. It's really good. It's really unique that you have this lifetime at the moment, no matter how shit it is. But exactly from this is where the sentences come from, and why always in Eastern philosophies you always see the lotus. Many people think the lotus flower is a beautiful flower, but where is it growing? In the mud. If there would be no mud, there would be no lotus flower. But would anybody like to live in the mud? No, but it is not about the question of if you like it or not. It's about the realization, no mud, no lotus, no problems in life, no greatness in life, no failure in life, no success in life. These pairings is what in each aspect of your life you try and discover them. If you have input, you're gonna have output. If there is no input, there's not gonna be any output. The only thing is we need to discover and try to always see these pairings. And once you discover the pairing, it's not about which one is better. It's just about they are connected. And you start to base your life knowing they are connected. It doesn't matter if you like the day more or the night more, we need both. It's just that in nowadays times, there is a preference in regards to many things. It's a clear preference to questions that you ask. Oftentimes, the preference is based on something which is, maybe now it's hard to understand, but it's empty. It's based on something that is empty. Stop basing your life on the opinion of some other person. It's always good to take opinions into consideration, but at the end, you need to have the clarity. Take the opinion from person A, from person B, from person C. They all could be right, but ask which of these is now helpful for my situation. This is the way how to continue, move on. This is how to simplify life. Yeah, but today you look at one small thing and directly start the judgment about it. It's pointless. So, very nice expressed. It's not an easy path, but it's meaningful. I really think those two aspects is the characteristic of the warrior spirit. The warrior, it's not easy, still you go. And it's purposeful, it's meaningful what you are doing, because it comes from you. It doesn't matter who is telling you what you should do. If you think that this command or this order is pointless, I'm not gonna make it. I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna make it if I don't think it's meaningful. You see in these Eastern philosophies, on the one side, you talk about balance. Together with the word balance comes up harmony. If you expand your view a little bit beyond those concepts, you also realize other systems call it the middle way. Others call it embracing contradictions. It doesn't matter how you call it. There is something similar about all of these different concepts. There's something where all of these teachings, philosophies and concepts, where they are directing, they are showing you a direction, they are guiding you in a very specific direction. So, and what is this direction? It's very hard and it's impossible to put it into words. That's why, and this is the reason why I really think, and how I also used to learn, is it's always good to listen to other philosophies, to listen to other teachers, to look into other systems and just try to understand what are they actually trying to teach. Again, stop judging. It's not about, I think it's good, I think it's bad. It doesn't matter what you think. Just look and try to understand, okay, if I follow the instructions of the teachings like this, this and that, where would it lead me? Just try to see this first. Then you look at the next system. It doesn't matter. Do the same. And since there's so much variety, somewhere at the end you think, okay, but now I need to decide. What should I do now? So you make it simple. You take what you think they all have in common. Not the interpretation of other people, your understanding. You were looking at the teachings without judgment. And now you put them all next to each other. What do you think? Not the priest, not the monk, not the rabbi, what you think. Because you were the one reading and trying to interpret the teachings. What do you think? What did you take out from reading all of these things? And if you find something that they have in common, keep it. Stop basing your life on the opinion of some other person. It's always good to take opinions into consideration, but at the end, you need to have the clarity. Take the opinion from person A, from person B, from person C. They all could be right, but ask which of these is now helpful for my situation. This is the way how to continue, move on. This is how to simplify life. But today you look at one small thing and directly start the judgment about it is pointless. So very nice expressed. It's not an easy path, but it's meaningful. I really think those two aspects is the characteristic of the warrior spirit. The warrior, it's not easy, still you go. And it's purposeful, it's meaningful what you are doing because it comes from you. It doesn't matter who is telling you what you should do. If you think that this command or this order is pointless, I'm not gonna make it. I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna make it if I don't think it's meaningful. For what you are using all of these skills. First of all, it is to create a life that you for yourself regard as it's worth to live this way of life. And when you realize that it's really great actually to be alive and to even be able to take part and create your life, then you're going to become an inspiration for other people because you showed them how to do it. And then life is not just based on suffering all the time. Well, suffering is a part of it. It belongs to it, yes. But now it's time to also realize that it's really, really special. It's really good. It's really unique that you have this lifetime at the moment, no matter how it is. Exactly from this is where the sentences come from and why always in Eastern philosophies you always see the lotus. Do you know the story of Siddhartha Gautama? So do you know the story of the Buddha? Siddhartha Gautama, he was a prince living inside a kingdom. And for many, many years of his life, he was only surrounded by beauty, by wealth, by staying young. Okay? But then somehow it happened that he realized, okay, I have everything. I have money, I have beautiful wives around me, I have a kingdom, but something is missing. So he went out for research. When he left his kingdom, he had 3 incidents that he witnessed. The first incident was he witnessed there is something called aging. People are getting old. He never saw it before. Then he made the second discovery, which is humans are getting sick. Sickness belongs to life. And the third realization was life is limited. Lifetime is limited. We are aging, we are getting sick, and ultimately we are dying. So to round this up, first you're in the kingdom. Afterwards, he had those 3 realizations. After those 3 realizations, what he tried to do is to say, okay, I completely get rid of everything that I have. No wives, no kingdom, no money. So he was an ascet for many, many years. From having everything to having nothing. So you see here, we have already both sides. You have everything on the one side and you have nothing on the other side. Everything and nothing. Well, but Buddhism is not known to live a life on extremes. After those realizations, it's not the kingdom and it's not asceticism. It is the middle way. And this is what Buddha taught. This is what he tries to transfer to us. It's the middle way. But in order for him to become the Buddha, to discover the middle way, he himself, in the way how the story is told, first he needs to have it, to realize I don't need it. Then he went to the other side and tried out the other extreme. But that was also not it. It's something else. It's not everything, it's not nothing. It's something else. And it's really nice to discover this in your own life. You can do. I cannot walk this path for you. I cannot walk this path for anyone. What I'm just trying to share is this knowledge already is out there. Yeah? People talk about it. People wrote it down. People try to transmit this knowledge throughout all generations. But nobody can walk this for you if you don't take the decision to look deeper into these scriptures, to look deeper into these teachings, to finally discover what is in your hands is your life. Deep thoughts is something very soft. It's something only you can have. Nobody else knows about your deep thoughts because they are too subtle. Well, then we also need to have manifestation. We need to have something solid. And what is this solidity? It's the manifestation of your understanding, of your energy, of whatever you call it, with your body, with the actions that you are doing. Because people in this world, they see your actions. They cannot see your mind. They cannot see your thoughts. The actions, this is what they see. So we need both deep thoughts and manifesting them in this normal life. So stop philosophizing so much around, yes, on the one side, and on the other side, it's not just about materialism. It's either both or none of them. I realized for myself that every time when I somehow made a discovery which was more in harmony with how the things are. So if you make a discovery which is more in harmony than you were before, how do you know that it's one of these discoveries? Because you're getting light. Because you're getting light. Not just light in terms of sunshine light, I mean light in terms of the burden of your shoulder starts to drop. The heaviness of life starts to drop. Things become light suddenly. Yeah, and so this means if you listen to people, if you listen to videos, if you watch videos, listen to talks, or have a conversation with someone, or even if you read a book or an article, sometimes it happens. You just hear one sentence, you just read one sentence, and you get light. And then you know there was something special about that sentence. Okay. And this is for me, for a very, very long time, it has been a guide for myself. If I feel the heart opens, something is right there.